I just wanted to uplift my teammates with some positivity and having a good attitude, smiling, and trying to get everyone involved was how I wanted to go about it.
How'd those last 5 seconds feel? Super stressful with the 1 point lead?
I was sitting there like, yo, we have to win. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I believed in us as a team, and Ricky really pulled through and getting a couple key stops at the end, so I'm really happy he stepped up.
Both of you guys, how did you feel playing your first game in front of the fans at the Smith Center?
It was fun. Like, it was honestly more than I could have imagined. Student section showed up, so it was just fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad we could come out and get the win.
It was super fun. I genuinely feel like off the court we're a team and we're a family, and on the court it just felt the same. Like, I genuinely love these guys from top to bottom, including the coaching staff.
So we saw a strong defense from CW, and with the new players, how has the Mayhem defense style played out in this first few games?
Coach is a cool guy, but sometimes he's a maniac. So I think that's where we get that from, and at times we should have been more locked in, but I think Coach has done a really good job of cultivating us to play a tough style of basketball, and we try to live by that.
Yeah, so you mentioned that it was kind of a back and forth game. What did it take, especially in your first competitive game as a team together, what did it take kind of weathering the storm when St. Francis would come back a little bit and you guys maybe would go on a run? So just what was it like being in a competitive game with fans in the stands that was so back and forth?
It's all about toughness when it comes down to times like that. Basketball game of runs. So we made our runs, they made their runs. That's what the game is. It's about surviving the runs. And I think we did a great job of that. Ricky made the free throws at the end. Everybody just stayed locked in on what we had to do. So it's about fighting through that adversity when they make their runs. And I think we did a good job of that tonight to come out and win.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Mary.
So we saw that fouls for the game allowed St. Francis to score a lot of free throws. So what was kind of going through you guys' heads during those times, and what's kind of like the plan to keep fouling on the low?
I just think it was a funny circumstance. I don't got that happening again. And I feel like we were so composed. Like Noel, I know a couple times, like, we get a foul and, look like a big, scary black man. But I feel like for the most part, we stayed composed. Same with Hunter. He got 4 fouls, and Ricky. And I feel like the biggest thing for us is composure. And I don't think as a team we're going to play less tough because they're calling fouls. We got to set the standard, so.
How are you guys able to maintain composure now that, you had students in the student section? The Smith Center was completely filled. It hadn't been like that in like a year and a half now. So how are you guys able, as individuals and as a team, to keep your focus on and keep fighting through what ended up being a really close game?
We have a lot of players on this team who come from, like, they've played, they're experienced. Like, a lot of guys transfer here from different schools, different situations. So it's a lot of guys with experience. The big thing for us is just coming together. And I think that's important part of what we do as a team, our experience. Our older guys are guys who've been through big games before, and I think that experience showed at the end of tonight.
14-2 run after the technical on Coach. Did that technical serve as a refocus point?
It gave us a chance to catch our breath, kind of get out of the momentum. It allowed Coach to show his energy. Was kind of, when a coach does that, it flows through the team. So I think that was a big part of that run we eventually made.
One more for Rapids. Joe, you really shouldered the offensive load after Ricky kind of got into foul trouble in the second half. What was kind of going through your mind as you saw him get off the court and realized you kind of had to do something more?
It's just basketball. We're a good team, and anyone can score. Like, I know today James Bishop is off, but I promise you next game he's going to have a good game. So I feel like for me as an individual, staying connected and doing the right thing and taking the right shots is important, and I feel like I just was taking the right shots at the right time, and that's all there was to it.
All right, thank you guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, it's right here. Coach, just want to start with an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Good teams find a way to win.
And I think we have a really good team in that locker room. I thought we showed some flashes tonight that were amazing, really exciting basketball there. I thought we showed our inexperience amongst ourselves a bit tonight, and I think that's going to happen here early in the year. But at the end of the day, we wanted to go 1 Notre Dame. We found a way to win. And I've been around a lot of basketball, and some teams find a way to win, and we did that tonight. So that's a good sign for us early in the year. Certainly a lot of things we got to improve on, but that would have been the same had we lost tonight either way. But we found a way to win, and so we know we can win ugly when we don't play great there in the second half and we give up a ton of points. So just excited to be able to grow from that.
So what's it like having fans back in the Smith Center? I saw probably through the second half you were interacting with the student section. So how was it like having so much energy in the Smith Center and with all the fans back?
Yeah, I'm pretty loose in terms with my energy and stuff, and I can feel that energy from our crowd. And one of the things I said on the telecast, you can really feel that our fan base is ready for this place to blow the roof off the top of this place, and you can feel that energy. And I know our guys can feel that energy, and I do think it's going to take them some time just to get adjusted to that, because it's a buzz in the building, not just because we haven't had fans in a while, but because we've got a really good team out there, and we've got guys that can make something out of nothing. I think everybody in this room and everybody in our fan base can feel that energy. And so it's great to be a part of that. Obviously, Georgia's Army is always great. They always represent. And, I guess we've got tacos and cheesy bread on the line. So when that's there, the energy goes to another level as well.
How is Ricky feeling right now? He looked a little banged up after the kind of scrum on the floor at the end of the game. Is he going to be okay for Maryland?
Yes. Ricky plays hard, and that's one of the things I love about him is he plays so incredibly hard every play that he's going to get some bumps and bruises, but he's such a warrior. There's not many guys. I mean, he had 6 block shots tonight. I think he had 2 steals. He's a special talent that we're getting a chance to watch every day, and he's still got great basketball ahead of him. He hasn't put it all together yet, and I do feel like he's going to figure that out this year, and that's going to be really scary. And tonight, getting in foul trouble, and what an amazing job by him responding. You know how excited he was to play in front of fans? After playing a year here without having any fans, I don't know if there was a guy more excited in that locker room than he was. And so to get in foul trouble, man, that's hard. And to be able to respond the way he was able to respond at the end, that shows a lot of maturity that I don't know if he's always had, but he's got it right now.
Obviously, you and Rob know each other very well from your days at Mount St. Mary's back in the NEC. Can you talk about what it was like to coach against him tonight?
I love Rob Krimmel. You have these rivalries that emerge when you're playing against someone over and over again. Like he was in the league when I was a player in the league, I think, and then as a coach in the league when I was coaching the league. So, we've got a long-standing history. But he just always does things the right way. I love how his teams play. I would look at St. Francis PA and I think, man, that's a really tough job. And he does a great job of making it look easy. And I think that's really hard to do. The kind of players he's able to get in there, the development those guys have been able to have through the years. I've got a long-standing history watching those guys develop through the years. There are not many around that do as good a job as he does. And, we knew they were going to be a good team. Like we told our guys it's going to be a really good team. They're going to win a lot of games this year because they have a lot of talent. They can play together. And when he has experience like that, they're really tough to play against. So, it's great to play against a familiar coach, a familiar face, and a guy you just respect. I think one thing that people don't understand in the coaching community, the level of respect that you have for good people that are cut from the same cloth, is something really special. And I'll talk to Rob through the year as we always do, and they're going to have a great season. He's done a great job there, and he'll continue to do a great job there.
Coach, what are you most looking forward to on Thursday against Maryland?
They've got a great program. They've had a great program for a lot of years. Mark Turgeon does a great job. They're a great program. I'm most looking forward to just getting a chance to compete with these guys. One of the things that we're all fortunate to be a part of is we're going to get a chance to watch that group of guys in that locker room grow all season long. And that growth is where it all is. That ability to learn in the moment, that's going to be scary. They grew up a lot tonight. They grew up right before our eyes tonight. And that's great to see. And we're going to have another opportunity to do that again on Thursday against a really good Maryland team. But I also think we're a really good team, too. And so, we'll get a chance to throw the ball up against a really good team. And, they'll get a chance to do the same.
So Joe Bamison only played about 8 minutes in the first half. And then obviously he played him, I think it was about 20 minutes in the second half. And he went off. He exploded.
Do you like Joe Bamison? Do you think he's a good player?
I think he's a great player.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Yeah. But so what was the thought process behind the 8 minutes in the first half as opposed to the
Yeah, he got in foul trouble there in the first half. I thought we had a chance kind of to manage it. One thing with PA is they're one of the better teams in the country at drawing fouls. So managing foul trouble was a big part of the strategy the entire game. And, he got 2 fouls. I think Ricky had 2 fouls. Noel had 2 fouls. Hunter had 2 fouls. We have a lot of confidence in guys like Quanzi Samuels to step in there and make plays for us. So, the thought process was, let's make sure, one thing with Joe is he doesn't have as much experience as Brendan Adams, right? Like Brendan Adams played a lot of college basketball. Joe doesn't have a lot of college basketball experience. So we're still learning how to trust each other in terms of how you react when you have 2 fouls, and I did not want him to get a 3rd foul. I thought that would be tough. And typically I'm one of the coaches in the country that don't play you when you get 2 fouls in the first half. So statistically, I'm one of the far right coaches in that. And so we kind of felt that tonight. And, and we really finished out the first half pretty well. But again, it was just our coming out of the gate in the second half that we didn't respond well, and we've got to address that because that's been going on for about 3 years now. So that's on me. I'm basically the only one still here, so I got to figure that part out.
All right, we got a couple more. Let's go over there.
So based on your personal history with St. Francis and then GW, like 5-1 record against St. Francis,
Yeah.
did you expect this game to come down to literally the last 5 seconds?
I think when you play good teams, anything can happen. And the reality of it is, we didn't play our best. We played well enough in the first half, but we did not play nearly our best in the second half. And when you do that, and some of that is St. Francis doing a great job of taking us out of some things. So a lot of respect to that. And some of that is just a lot of guys out there still learning how to play with one another in big moments. So, when I look at that, it comes down to a 1-possession game. I told our guys in that last time out, I was kind of fired up for it because I felt like, how many times do you get a chance to do that through the course of the season? And I do think that's a habit of finding a way to finish games out. Last possession. There's gonna be a lot of games this year that end with us needing to stop at the end of the game. So to start that as a habit to get a stop and get that first win, I think that's huge for us. It shows that we can step up and and be at our best and our best required, and we did that tonight.
Kind of answered my question, but you talk about those growth moments, and you have a chance to look your guys in the eye with 5 seconds left in one of those moments. I was wondering what you were saying. What did you see in that moment, and how do you feel like they handled that last sequence?
Yeah, we drew something up in the huddle that we thought they might run because we have a history with them and just trying to prepare our guys for getting through the screens and stuff. They're one of the best underneath out of bounds teams in the country. Every year they are. They're great at that. So that's a scary situation when you're underneath out of bounds with 5 seconds left against a team that's great at scoring there. See, brother? That's great at scoring there. So you want to do a great job of just getting our guys through that and having that communication. What I loved about the huddle, Joe mentioned it, our poise in the huddle was great. There was no fear in that huddle, and everyone was locked into what we needed to do, and everyone had the confidence. You could feel it that we were going to get that job done, and I think that's huge. I think that's a big thing is that confidence that those guys are instilling every single day. They felt that in that moment, and they felt that together. And to make those kind of plays, I do think it's something that's really special.
All right, 2 more. Ethan and then Savannah.
You held St. Francis to 1 of 9 for 3-point shooting. What did you see from your team's perimeter defense that you liked tonight?
We do. One of the things we've prided ourselves in is our 3-point defense. That's something that's always been a stickler for us every place I've been, and we've been pretty good at it here as well. And that's one of the statistics that we've been very good at. Our pressure on the ball, the way we play stylistically defensively, contesting shots. We really make a major focus on that. So there's definitely some things that we do that I think really help us. And then they scored some shots in the lane, but I thought we didn't break and start over helping. We were still taking away the 3-point shot. The St. Francis, when they won games last year, they shot 39.9 or 39.8% from 3 when they won games last year. And when they shot 28%, they lost games. So that's a major point for us is that we got to make these guys finish over top of us. Now we got to get better defensively of doing that. But we wanted to make sure we use our size and our athleticism. I thought we executed the game plan really well. That first half, it was outstanding. The second half, not so much. But that first half was outstanding. And I think if I'm leaning towards away, I'm saying we're going to be more like that first half defensively. We just got to learn how to be able to do it for a longer period of time.
All right, last question, Savannah.
Coach, how do you feel about your starting 5? Do you think you'll make any changes for Thursday's game?
No, I like those guys. I like the rotation we had tonight. Including Brayon Freeman in there, a freshman getting his first game, and A guy that can make a lot of plays for us. A guy that I think is a really, really good player. So I like that rotation. We've got Amir Harris with a ton of experience coming off the bench. I thought he was lights out tonight because his ability to make defensive plays and plays at the rim just really special. Hunter Dean coming off the bench, Brayon Freeman as well. So, we feel good about the rotation. I think it's important right now that we settle into a rotation, that the guys get comfortable. The foul trouble tonight kind of messed up the ability to rotate the guys the way we wanted to rotate them. We really want to get James Bishop to 30 minutes a game. We weren't able to do that tonight. That kind of gives everybody a little opportunity. So we're trying to figure that out with all the guys. The foul trouble again interrupted that. But I think if we're able to do that, we're going to be able to have a really fresh group of guys out there that can hold up defensively.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great night.